I know the trip was probably shorter than you all would have wanted, but now that it's all over in the bag, so to speak, what's your takeaway from the in-season tournament, making it there, kind of going through the pomp and circumstance?
It was great to be able to be a part of the first time of them doing an in-season tournament in the league history, and I think it was great for our league. It was great, for the competitiveness, and obviously when there's something on the line in any sport, you're going to play a little harder. So I think it was a great concept. It was fun being part of the 4 teams that actually made it to Vegas. We got a chance to experience that. Obviously, our stay there wasn't what we wanted it to be, but I think we learned a lot about ourselves and, about our team, obviously, throughout these first 20-plus games that we've played. So it's been fun. Obviously, the in-season tournament was great, but, I think it's taught our team a lot.
There's a report that came out that you had talked to Griff about, late game execution, things like that. I guess what was kind of the idea behind speaking your mind and I guess just doing it overall?
Don't want to speak too much about what's happening in our locker room. What happens in our locker room is just sacred between us. That's how it's always been. Don't know how it got reported. But at the same time, man, just a competitor. I love to compete. I think I'm a leader. I lead by voice, and I lead by example as well. Just some things that I've grown over my career and over my time here. Been here 1,000 days, plus days now. So the guys know me. The guys know who I am. They know I wear my heart on my sleeve. I compete at a high level on a day-to-day basis, whether shots are going in or not, whether I'm playing well or not. I'm here for the betterment of the team. So just being a leader, being a voice, and whoever else's opinions outside of our team, that's just their opinions about me or our team. I'm here for all the right reasons.
Does that speak to, you had told us at the very beginning of camp, just like the idea that Griff allows you all to be you. And that even going back to that after the Toronto game before the Knicks, right? Like, let's have a conversation. Is it like that type of thing is just rooted in that, right? Like just like the culture he's trying to set here in terms of the communication back and forth, the relationships back and forth.
Yeah, man. Griff is a great guy, man. Great coach. It's open dialogue between him and all his players. He does a great job with that. Me personally, as a player, as someone who's grown and been in this league 9 years, I've grown as more of a vocal leader now, and just voicing my opinion on what I feel is right and what I feel the team needs and whatever it is. I'm not scared to voice my opinion, and think I've earned that over my career. Just being out there for 9 years, competing, giving my all, sacrificing. For the team, for the city, for whatever it is. I've done all those things. So, just want to win the right way. And I know, the expectation is for us to get to play till June. So, it's December now, and just the camaraderie has to be there. The togetherness has to be there, and just the willingness, just to sacrifice for the betterment of the team. So. It's all in the air. It's all be fine. But, I like where we're at. I like the open dialogue we have with one another. And it's been fun. It's been a different year. Every year is different in the league. This year has obviously been totally different for us. Obviously add a new player who has different talents. People have to sacrifice in their roles as well when you get a new talent. So everything's just different, but we're still growing and finding one another as the season grows, and it's been fun, man. It's been up and down, but it's been fun just to grow with one another as the season goes on.
Forever I've considered Chris and Giannis to be the leaders on this team. What's the benefit of having you and other people? It seems like it takes a lot of energy to speak up or to say what needs to be said. What's the benefit for having more leaders, you and Damian and maybe whoever else is on the team?
Man, shoot, I wear my heart on my sleeve, man. I play with emotion. I play with passion. I have a love for this game like no other. I'm a fan of this game. This game has done more for me than I can ever imagine. I'm forever blessed for it. Sometimes, I think outside people want, the best player or the guy that's getting the most buckets or whoever it is to be the leader of the team. But sometimes the leader of the team or leaders of the team come in all shapes and forms of fashion. So, guys can lead in different ways. Some guys lead by example. Some guys lead with voice. Some guys lead with opinion. However you want to take it, you just, have to be yourself. And I know me, I've grown so much as a, person and player and man coming to the Bucks from being a 25-year-old to being a 28-year-old now who's going to be 29 in a couple months. I've grown as well, and, it's cool to voice your opinion sometimes.
I think Pacers are the best offensive team in the league. What do you feel like you guys learned about your defense in that game, getting to go against kind of like the best of the best offensively?
Yeah, obviously we have a long way to go on that end. We can be better. There's a lot of things we can clean up, a lot of things that we can get better at. But, that's what the 82-game season is for not just the players, but everybody to grow as one and find out what works. And I'm super excited for our game tomorrow. We have a big week. Got a team that beat us last week in Chicago Bulls, and then a couple of days later you play the Pacers, who've had our number twice this year. So it's a big emotional week for us to go out there and play some big-time games in division games. So it'll be fun, but we do have to get better on that end. That's kind of what sets the tone and, wins games in April and May and June. So obviously a ways away, but, still can, have a long season ahead, 60, 50 some games left. So can't hang your head too much. You got to stay even keeled through it all.
With your experience, can you give me an idea of what you can actually get out of practices? I hate the NBA schedule.
Yeah.
Games, but for health, but also, like Giannis had mentioned in Las Vegas, we have to work through stuff during games.
Uh-huh.
Can you think of a time in past seasons or whatever where a couple of practices, even getting ready for playoffs or whatever it is, where it can really help? And what do you need help with? You know what you're doing, everybody.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's conceptually as a team or if it's individual stuff, but what do the practices get you at this level?
I think it just brings a camaraderie, chemistry that you kind of need throughout a season. Every season is different. Like I said, obviously over the last couple of years, we've been used to a certain type of system, certain type of way, and even me and Jim talked like he kind of knew what to expect when he came into a game from the Bucks. You kind of knew what kind of offense we were going to run. We kind of knew what defense we were going to be in. You kind of knew what to expect, and it was really on the other team to make us play a different way. I think in practice, it's all about the camaraderie, building it, trusting, building your plays out, running your sets. The more you run it, like it's muscle memory. It's just like shooting a shot. The more shots you get up, the more times you hold your follow through, the more times you're probably going to be able to be a better shooter. It's just what it is. So the more times you practice things, the more effort, the more time you put into it, the better you'll be. And with practice, it's all about building it, trusting it, and drilling things. So when you get to the game, it's easier for you. You automatically know what spot you need to be in. Okay, if I come set a screen for Giannis, then I know if he rolls, if he drives down, if I pop back, then I'll be open because my man's probably going to help because he's Giannis. You know what I'm saying? Or if I'm DH-ing with Chris on this side, I know Chris likes to get middle, and if he doesn't have it, I can pop or I can roll depending on how my man plays me. So drilling things and going through things is a big thing, especially with camaraderie and chemistry on the basketball court.